Man, do I love M&Ms. They're so good. Wait, you see on the schedule that it's math class? Oh, Okay, I have an idea. Maybe we could use M&Ms in our math class because we've been counting with all sorts of things. Maybe we can count with M&Ms. Would you like to do that? I think so. So I'm thinking we can do a math lesson with M&Ms, and then when we're done, we can eat them together. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. That's a great idea. So we have to review a couple things. First thing we have to review is a bit of counting. Now, here's the M&Ms. Rules, though, we're going to do our math first. But M&Ms are going to help us become an amazing counter. We are going to be counting superheroes by the time we're done with this, and little M&Ms in our belly. Not a bad thing. So far we've been counting with all sorts of things. Some of the things we've been counting with are buttons, and we know how to count with buttons. Buttons are a great representation. Buttons are fun to count with. We can count from 1 to 20 with buttons. We've also been counting with these little bears. These little bears are great to count with. Some of you guys have been counting with your pencils, with the counters, with the cubes, with all sorts of math manipulatives. But I think we're going to start off by using our number line to review counting from 1 to 20. So let's start with that. I have the number line up here. Let's scooch in a little closer, and we're going to count from 1 to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. The numbers go from small and they get bigger by 1. They get bigger by 1, from 1 to 20. I know you guys know how to count from 1 to 100, but we're going to focus on starting from 1 to 20. Reminder, on your desk, you have a number line. So if you ever get stuck or you're looking up at the number line at the front of the class, you can use that tool. You can use the number line that's on your desk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand out a worksheet, and I'm going to hand out the M&Ms, and we're going to use the M&Ms to color. We're going to use the M&Ms to count, but we're also going to sort the M&Ms. And how can we sort M&M? What does that even mean, sorting? Sorting. So sorting is when we take different things and we put them in different groups. So if we wanted to sort bears, we would sort maybe all the blue bears in one area, and then maybe all the yellow bears in another area. Two different. If we wanted to sort buttons, maybe we would sort them by big buttons and small buttons. So sorting is grouping like items together. It could be by color, by size, but let me ask you, what do you think we're going to group the M&Ms by? How do you think we're going to sort these M&Ms? We have no idea? No idea? Let's look. They're all the same in some ways, but they're different in one way that I'm thinking is important. Yes, that is right. They're all different colors. So we're going to sort these M&Ms by color. Now I'm going to give everyone a bag of M&Ms and our worksheet. I'm going to project our worksheet up on the front of the classroom, right on the board. But what I want you to do is remember the rule. The first rule is we're not eating these yet. Not yet. We will. We will eat them when we're done with our math lesson. But the first rule is we're not eating them. So when I hand them out, you are going to open them up and you're going to take them out of your bag and you're going to start by counting. You're going to start by counting the little bag of M&Ms that you get. So here they are in a bag, and you're going to count them. You're just going to place them right on top of the worksheet that you get. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we can do this. Let me project that worksheet, and I'm also going to pass out the bags of M&Ms and the worksheet to everyone. All right, so my friends, are ready. If you notice in your bag, you have a bunch of different color M&Ms, and on your worksheet, there are a bunch of different color M&Ms. I'm going to get this a little closer so we can see this worksheet. There we go. There we go. So if you look, first thing we do is always the same. We take out a pencil and we write our name. So let's put our name up here. Let's put our name nice and neat. Capitalize the first letter of your name. You can even write your last name if you would like to. So the first thing we do is always the same. We take out a pencil and we write our name. And Mrs. Mahooney is going to read to you the title of the worksheet. And it says M and M Math. M&M Math. Who knew you could do math with M&Ms? So let's look down here at these different colors. There is a blue circle, a red circle. Are you seeing what I see? A brown circle. Raise your hand if you know what's happening right now. A green. Yep. Orange and yellow. There is one circle for each color of M&Ms that you have in your bag. Are you counting them out? Good job. The first question asks you, before you even counted them, what did you think? How many did you think were in the bag? Did anyone make a guess? Did anyone guess how many were in the bag? 100. That's a good guess. 4,000. 4,000. That would be a lot of M&Ms. I wonder how many are in each bag. I bet we could figure that out. But you're supposed to guess. How many do you think came in the little bag? All right. Make your best guess here. And as you're counting, your next answer is going to be how many do you actually have? Oh, raise your hand and tell me how many you have. 33? Perfect. So you're going to put a 33 here. Yes. 42? Awesome. 42. That's how many you're going to write there. So first things first, name how many M&Ms do you think could be in your bag once you saw it and you looked, and then count them. How many actually are in the bag? How many do you actually have? How many did you count out of the bag when you took one at a time? We counted 1 and then 2 and then 3, all the way up to having 0 M&Ms in the bag and all of them on your worksheet. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to sort your M&Ms by color. Now that should be fun and should be easy. You're going to put your blue M&Ms in this little blue circle. You're going to put your red M&Ms in this little red circle. Green M&Ms in this green circle. Brown M&Ms on this brown circle. Orange on the orange and yellow on the yellow. And as you separate them, you can see how many you have. Now remember, rule number 1, what's rule number 1? Yep, we are not eating them. We are using them for math. Who knew? All right, so once you have them all separate, once you have all your M&Ms separated into the different categories, we are gonna graph our results. Now, a graph is another way to represent a bunch of different colors or a bunch of different sizes, or it's a way of getting information. So you can look at a graph and it could give you tons and tons of information. You don't even have to say the information. It can be on your graph. So you're going to graph your results. And who knew that you could do a graph? But M&Ms can help us to become great mathematicians. So the first thing we're going to do, remember, we're going to look at our colors. This is our blue. And we're going to read right here, B-L-U-E. Yep, that's blue. Remember, if we get stuck, we do have our colors right on our desks, on our name tags. And that should help us if we do get stuck. If you get stuck, you can just raise your hand too. But blue, M&Ms. So this line is going to give us the information of how many blue M&Ms we have. So right here in our M&M pile, we have all our blue M&Ms. So Mrs. Mahooney had in her pile 3. I had 3 blue M&Ms when I did this. So what I did was I filled in 1 box per 1 M&M. So here's blue, and here is 1 box. And remember, blue goes all the way across. So I have 1 M&M. I'm going to fill that in right there. 1 M&M in the blue. 2 M&Ms. And 3 M&Ms. So my graph is now giving me information. It's telling me that the blue M&Ms are located on this line, but they're also the number 3. It's also 3 blue M&Ms. 1, 2, 3. So I want you to take your blue M&Ms, count how many you have. You might have 2. You might have none. You might have, how many do you have? Raise your hand. 10. Wow. Oh, no, you don't have 10. 5. You have 5 blue M&Ms. Perfect. So how many M&Ms are you going to draw? In one column, you have a blue one. In the next. 3. But you're going to fill up to 5. You're going to fill in 4 and 5. So these are the rows. The rows go this way and the columns go up and down. So this is a column. The numbers are in the column. The colors are in the rows. And we're going to continue until our column is completely filled out. So Mrs. Mahooney had 3 blue M&Ms. And then in her bag there were 4 green M&Ms. The next line says green. Green. And then you can hop right over to your circle where you have sorted your green M&Ms. And you're going to fill in, did you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this row is going to be your green M&M row. So for instance, oh, how many did you have? You had 2. So you're going to fill in 1, 2. Mrs. Mahooney had 5. So I'm going to fill in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so you can see that my graph is getting filled with information, and we're going to do the same thing for the next one. Can someone raise their hand and tell me what the next color is? Starts with an O. Starts with an O. Good job, everybody. All right, how is everyone today? Good? Oh, I'm just gonna, you guys like M&Ms? So good. Look what one of my friends got me. It's an M&M dispenser. Oh, is life getting better? M&Ms are delicious. Delicious. What was that? Sure. Lucas. Oh, you are right. The schedule does say that we are in math class right now. And Mrs. Mahooney is just kind of standing here eating M&Ms. I really do love M&Ms, but I love math too. So I was wondering, was there a way we could combine the two? And I thought, I don't know. Maybe it was possible. I know we've been counting a lot. This week we've been counting with all sorts of different things. We've been counting with these little bears. I know how much we love to count with them and sort them into different colors and count how many are here, how many are there, throw them on the floor, put them on your desk, and see how many bears are there. Remember, as we count, it's one number per bear. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, these are really fun to count with. We've also been counting with some other things. Buttons. Remember when we counted with buttons? Oh, I dropped a couple. Sorry. We counted with buttons. That's right. And we also counted with our regular math manipulatives. We have our counters and we have our cubes. I know Natalie was counting with her markers. She had markers, so she was using her markers to count 1, 2, 3. So I thought maybe, I don't know if you guys think this is a good idea, but maybe we could count and practice our counting and our sorting and maybe even graphing with M&Ms. What do you think? Yeah, I think it's a good idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a bag of M&Ms and we're going to get a worksheet. And we're going to use the M&Ms for the counting and the worksheet for getting all the information on it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. But there's one rule. We're not going to eat. Oh, yeah. We're not going to eat our M&Ms until we've done all our math. Is that a good plan? So rule number 1 is we are using our M&Ms as another math manipulative, but then we'll eat them at the end. Got it? Got it. Good idea. I think that's going to be fun. So I'm going to move us closer to our worksheet. I'm going to pass out the worksheet and the bag of M&Ms for everyone. Let me ask you a question. I have a bag of M&Ms for everyone. Just based on looking at it, can you guess how many M&Ms do you think are in here? So I'm going to pass these out. And before you do anything, you're just going to look at your M&Ms and try to guess how many are in there. They are sealed, so please don't open them yet. I want you just to look at them and with your best math brain, give me a good guess. Oh, don't yell it out. Raise your hand when you are ready. I'm going to pass these out and I'm going to move the projector closer to our worksheet so we can do it together. All right, here we are. Okay, now everyone has gotten a worksheet. Worksheet is projected up here. And everyone has their bag of M&Ms. So much fun, so much fun. I think the first thing we should do is practice a little counting. You want to practice a little counting? That would be great. I know you guys can count all the way up to 100, but we're going to count from 1 to 20. And if you notice, I have my number line right here. So let's start together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Did you guys guess that there were 20 M&Ms in this bag or more? Raise your hand and I'm going to take some guesses. What do you think? 33. That's a good guess. Over here. 142. Wow, 142. Oh, 1 million. Possibly. But before we do anything else, first thing we do is always the same. We're going to take out our pencil. We're going to write our name. Our worksheet is titled M&M Math, and we're going to write our name right here, nice and neat, right? Nice and neat. And the first question, can anyone read this first question for me? Mrs. Mahooney's going to read it for you. How many M&Ms do you think are in your bag? Now, there is a spot for you, hands down. You can write how many M&Ms you think are in your bag. All right, so your best guess, your estimate, you're going to write right here. Good job. Do that now, please. All right, now that you have written your name and how many M&Ms you think are in your bag, we are actually going to count them. So let us take them out of the bag and count them. And let's just have a quick review on counting. 1 M&M is 1. 2 M&Ms are 2. You're going to count one at a time. Does it matter if you put them in a line? It's easier to count them in a line, but you're going to take them out of the bag one at a time, and you're going to count them. 1 M&M, 2 M&Ms, 3 M&Ms, 4 M&Ms. So do that now. I want you to open up your bag, take them out one at a time, and start counting. Quick reminder, if you're stuck on your counting, you have in front of you your number line. Remember, your number line is one at a time. 1 M&M, 2 M&Ms, 3 M&Ms, and you have your number line right in front of you on your desk. So let's count all of your M&Ms. Let's do that together right now. All right, good job. You counted your M&Ms. It's kind of funny to see how many you thought you had in your bag and how many actually were in your bag. Did anyone guess correctly? Did anyone say, I guessed 50 M&Ms and there were 50 in my bag? Nope. No corrects. I know, it's hard. It's hard. Our third question says we are going to sort your M&Ms by color. Write how many of each in the circles. Now, this is where it gets fun because everybody has a different bag. And Mrs. Mahooney just stuck a handful in everyone's bag, so we're going to sort them. Remember, sorting is grouping with like objects. So if we have M&Ms and they have some similarities but some differences, what are some ways that all of these M&Ms are the same? Yeah, they do. They do all taste the same. Absolutely, they taste all the same. They're all round. They all have an M on them. But what are some ways that you could separate them differently? Let me give you a hint. Red, green, blue, orange. You got that? Yellow. And, yeah, that's it, brown. You're right, by color. By color. So we're going to sort our M&Ms by color. And if you see on your worksheet, every circle is a different color. So every M&M can go in its little house. Put all the blue M&Ms here. Then we're going to write how many you have after we count them. Put all the green M&Ms here. And then write how many you have. Orange M&Ms here. Red M&Ms. Brown. And yellow. So do that now. You're going to take all of your M&Ms and you're going to sort them. You're going to sort them into the color that they are. M&Ms come in, well, the M&Ms that Mrs. Mahooney bought come in, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colors. So do that now. All right, so now you have your M&Ms sorted by colors, and you've also counted them. So if you had 4 M&Ms, 1, 2, 3, 4, you have written the number 4 in that blue circle. For the green ones, you have counted them and also written the number. Remember, if you're stuck with any of the numbers, you have your number line in front of you. And now we're going to graphing. Graphing is a way to represent information. So I can give you a picture and I don't have to say anything. You could get all sorts of math information just from a picture, just from a graph. It's amazing that way. So if you look, can you, across the top of this graph are, what are they? Yep. Raise your hand, please. Sure, they're numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then down the bottom, those are colors. We have the color BLUE, which is blue, GREEN, green, orange, and yellow. Yes. And remember, if you're stuck on your colors, again, you have your work. You have your information on your desk. You have a nice little name tag there that has all the colors. So if you're stuck with your colors, please do that. But we're going to do the first one together. BLUE spells blue. Here's your blue M&Ms. Let's use your example. Yes. How many did you have? 5. You have 5 blue M&Ms. Fantastic. 5. So 5 blue M&Ms. You have the number 5 here. So the blue tells you blue. The 5, the number tells you 5. And now we're going to use the graph to represent 5 blue M&Ms. So we're going to find the word blue. And this is the line we're going to use to give the information about how many blue M&Ms. So 5, we're going to fill in 5 boxes. And how we do it is we start and we're going across, much like we read or much like we do our numbers. So each box is going to represent 1 M&M. So if you have 5 M&Ms, how many boxes are you going to fill in? That's right, 5 boxes. So you're going to fill in 1 box, 2 boxes, 3 boxes, 4, and 5. Good job. So you're going to take how many M&Ms you have that are sorted and are blue, and you're going to give me that information on this top line. This top line. And these lines are called rows. And up and down the numbers are called columns. We'll get to that later. So Mrs. Mahooney had blue and 5. So here we go. That's filled in. That line of the graph is filled in. You're going to fill in the other ones with how many M&Ms in each color. So the next one says green. How many M&Ms did you have that were green? Oh, you only had 1? All right. So how many boxes are you going to fill in? That's right. 1 box. Go ahead and finish this up.